Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate, and I first want to say I am so thankful to have you here, and your presence means a lot to me. So today we're going to be looking at what truth it's time for you to hear about your current circumstances. So this YouTube portion of the reading is really going to be focusing on all about you, your personal development, your growth, and what direction your life is heading and what significance your present has to do with that, or even in regards to your past. For the extended, for those of you that are hoping to get more about your love life, the extended reading is going to be looking at what's the truth of your current love situation or circumstances. So that will be all about that. I'll have that link down below if you guys are interested and you feel like your first pile really resonates with you. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Pastel Journey Tarot with this Angel Aura Quartz. For pile number 2, we have the Dreamy Moons Tarot with this black obsidian palmstone. For pile number 3, we have the Affirmator's Tarot with this selenite heart. So go ahead and see whatever pile you're feeling drawn to. You may have more than one pile, or it could be that this pile resonates with you now and another one resonates with you in the future. For that situation, I have found it helpful to just leave a note to yourself in the comments of what pile you first picked. So if you do want to come back, I find myself re-watching certain videos from readings that I found helpful because I feel like as my energy shifts over time, a different pile could resonate. So take whatever time you need. Keep in mind that, you could have more than one pile. Please, as always, don't force anything to fit. If you don't feel like it's your current circumstances or situation, it probably just isn't your reading, and I would definitely try another pile or even another video. Other than that, I will have the timestamps linked down below. I'll have the names of the decks and any information about me, along with the extended readings underneath the timestamps with a link to Vimeo. So I'm very excited to get into these, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Pastel Journey Tarot with this Angel Aura Crystal Point, then this is going to be a reading where we're looking at what it's time or important for you to hear about your current circumstances. So this is more of a guidance reading. We're going to be focusing on you, your development, your growth, and kind of looking at it from a spiritual perspective as well as a grounded perspective. So we're going to be integrating the two. I just want to let you know that if you do really feel like this is your energy and you are more curious about your love life, we're going to be looking into what it's time or important for you to hear about your current love situation. So that'll be in the extended, but we're going to really focus on you and your growth, your development for this reading. So we're actually going to start off with some oracle cards. I pre-pulled them and I'm just going to lay them out. So we'll clarify with tarot, and then we'll be finishing off with some more direct guidance based on what we pick up here. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, part of fortune increase. We have the 7 of Cups, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So this is the Neptunian energy with sacrifice and the second house in owning. So already I could tell you that this reading is going to focus on your momentum as in regards to your purpose and in regards to more practical matters, like what you're being guided to prioritize right now in your life. The 2 of Pentacles is all about making decisions, and it's kind of a more practical and grounded energy in juxtaposition to this Neptune energy, which is the 7 of Cups. So I can tell you right now that this group, you guys have a lot of options around you right now. I feel like your path forward, the general direction of your life is a little bit unclear to you right now. And these circumstances are setting you up to clarify what you really want to focus your energy on and what you want to let go of. And so if you felt a little bit hazy or confused, about which road to take, what decision to make, what to leave behind, like what career path, where to live, with friend groups, things like that. This is what we're going to be focusing on. So what you need to know about your circumstances is, yes, they are somewhat hazy right now, and there's multiple paths. And it's actually, you are actually in a very fortunate energy right now. And I think in the next few months, you're actually going to be making a lot of progress towards your purpose and what you really want to do in life, what you want to pursue, what you want to focus your energy in a very practical way, like day to day. Who do you want to spend your energy with? What career path do you want to put your energy towards? So we also have not for you here, and we have blessed. We have the dragon, the firefly, and the peacock. So we have, this is the solar plexus chakra. So it really talks about coming more fully into the truth of who you are and your sun energy. I feel like this part of Fortune Increase card also talks about a person that has a lot of unconscious or sort of dormant gifts and talents that are only activated through certain circumstances. And I feel like your circumstances right now are gonna be bringing to light certain ideas, certain talents you have that you maybe didn't even consider up until now, but it was always a part of you, but it's gonna come to the surface. So your current circumstances are a journey of you learning who you really are and what your passion is, what your agony is, like what really drives you and what you're meant to do. With the firefly, you may be getting downloads or random moments of insight and inspiration that are going to be really important to clarifying your vision and to figuring out what steps you can take to pursue whatever ideas you have. I feel like this group, you would know this is your group if you almost have this is giving me a very light worker or starseed energy where it's like, you know, you have a purpose, or you know there's something for you, but it's like that annoying feeling of like, but I just don't know what it is and I haven't really found it yet, but I know it's out there. So we also have choices feeling blocked and message from a rabbit, service to the animal world. So with the choices feeling blocked and restrained here, and I think you also have all tied up. So you are currently in maybe feeling blocked or confused or a little bit held back because there isn't like a blatant, obvious, known path already set before you that you feel very aligned with. But what this spread is telling me is that it's a time for you to work through any confusion. It's a time where you're going to be clarifying what you haven't been able to figure out before. And I actually think you're going to be having a lot of epiphanies and an increase in confidence and direction very soon. And your current circumstances are serving you so you can clarify what's working for you and what isn't for you. And I feel like if you haven't been sure whether or not you want to shift away from something and towards something else, it's going to become more and more hard to ignore that you may want to break free from something, or you may want to decide that something isn't really working and hasn't been for you this whole time. So we also have happy family here, which is, there's a lot of like, this gives me the 10 of Cups energy and the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like you're about to forge your path. And this is what the choices feeling blocked talks about. It talks about the beginning, also this Neptune energy or the second house energy. It talks about the beginning of you're about to walk down a path, or you're about to make a decision towards something that's going to open you up to so much opportunity. And it, with the 2 Pentacles here, it's telling me that like your results may be slower than you might expect. Like, I feel like you may have an idea come in really quickly that you feel passionate about, but Spirit's also telling you that this is going to be something that's going to require diligence and dedication and reprioritizing your life so you can focus on the right things and pull your energy away from these different cups of options and choices that aren't going to fulfill you. And so as you make steps and kind of take a leap of faith into the unknown, using your intuition, moving towards what your sun energy is telling you and what your intuition is telling you, and the more you embrace who you are and you like assimilate what you've been going through, you're about to embark on a new opportunity, a new path that's going to be very fruitful. I think in regards to career, you guys, if you guys have been considering going to grad school or learning a certain craft, or if you've been wanting to spend more time doing art or making music or anything creative, like Neptune energy is a reflection of that. And there's multiple energies. And it also, this part of fortune talks about gifts and talents being discovered and explored. And so I feel like this is going to be a really good time for you to take a chance in pulling your energy away from something that's maybe taking up too much of your time, or something that maybe there's like a legitimate issue where it's like, okay, I don't know if I can spend time, learning tarot or going to grad school or doing any of these things because I have a 9-to-5 job right now. You're being asked to take a risk of going down a new path and following your curiosity about something that you innately feel drawn to. And it feels like a talent or something artistic or creative. I also feel right now you're more in touch with, you may be getting downloads with this Neptune energy. I feel like you're more in touch with the spirit world right now, and you're being asked to trust the messages you may be getting more than you ever have, to take more of a risk, and you'll be blessed. There's so much fortune in your future, and you're going to be so happy that you followed your curiosity on something, or you took that time to learn that craft, because it could turn into something that becomes really successful, where you actually begin to be on your purpose with the 10 of Pentacles. That talks about legacy, and it's like, it's not coming right now, but that's what this is. Your current circumstances are setting you up to start the path towards your 10 of Pentacles. You could truly you could open the door to a path that leads you to your highest potential in this life, to self-actualization. Like, I feel like there's a real potential in self-actualization. It talks about being the best person you could be, and it talks about using your unique skills. It's like, it's the energy where you come into a realization of your strengths and weaknesses. And so it could be that there's your current circumstances maybe showing you a situation that doesn't best utilize your strengths, or maybe there's a weakness there. And it's about having the self-awareness to go, I don't think this really suits me. And I want to develop my strengths so I can set myself up to move towards certain goals I have, that are going to be my best chance at showing the world what I'm capable of. So there's something really here about your destiny, your purpose. I feel like you're going to be stepping into your purpose. We also have movement. And if you guys have been feeling stagnant, a time of a lot more clarity and ease is going to be coming in. And very soon you're going to be getting insights. Whereas you may have felt confused, or like things are foggy, or you just can't tell what you're supposed to do. That energy is clearing up, and things that have been like any toxic situation, anything that's been like a hard challenge to overcome, you're gonna have, it's almost like in astrology where it's just like the stars are gonna align, where your energy is gonna shift in a way that gives you the confidence, that gives you the clarity of, like, it gives you the insight you need to make a certain shift that's going to clear up any confusion or blockages, or any of this tied up energy feeling blocked with what you're supposed to do. And it has a lot to do with you stepping into your solar plexus energy and really owning who you are and being willing to showcase that to the world. And so there might be something very unique that once you get started on, I feel like it's going to shift your life quite a bit in a positive way. And we also have ride the wave. So I just feel like Spirit's telling you that if your current circumstances feel blocked right now, or if you feel stagnant, confused even, you're about to step into a time of easy flow, of riding a certain opportunity, and this like choices card, it talks about, and this is from the Alice in Wonderland deck. So it talks about Alice's feelings of frustration when she's like a medium size and she doesn't like the door's too small to walk through, but she looks through the eye hole and sees like a Wonderland and she wants to go in, but she gets really upset that she's not the right size to go through. It's like you're gonna start seeing those glimpses of the Wonderland, which would symbolize your destiny or like what your abundance would look like. But there's frustration of like, how do I practically get there? So that's the truth of what's going on. But Spirit's saying to not give up and to not give up on that of finding your path to that. It may just be you have to shift your energy. You have to make some choices. You have to shift certain things around so you can walk through that door and begin on your journey, you know? And so that's what I'm seeing here. All right, let's get into tarot now. We also have a message from the animal world. You may have animal spirit guides. You may be getting in touch with certain spirit guides. Or you may have a pet that's important to you and is actually meant to serve your journey. Like sometimes spirit guides incarnate as animals. So you may have a significant animal that you're being called to spend time with, even if they obviously they can't talk. But spending time with an animal could help shift your energy in a really positive way. It's not super clear why, but maybe that will resonate for some of you if you do have an animal that you feel really connected to. It's almost like when people have like soulmate animals. So you may have a soulmate animal around that could assist you in shifting your energy just by being around them. It's a good time to spend time either in nature or with animals. It's like you could have good karma with animals as well. It's like if you treat animals really well, especially in past lives, they can like be boosters, you know, coming through. Their soul can want to support you. So I think you have some of that. You have blessings. You're going to be blessed. Like you guys are a blessed pile, but I just think it's about unearthing what's been unconscious, like what your unconscious gifts are. And I feel like you guys are old souls where you may have a lot of past life talents and gifts that you haven't tapped into yet, that you're going to be stepping towards. And it might surprise you where the path takes you, but it's going to be a really rewarding journey is what I'm getting from this pile. So what else do you want to let pile number 1 know about their current circumstances? With the 10 of Cups. Yeah. You guys there's about to be a lot of fulfillment in your life. You are about to be on the path towards your ultimate happiness, emotional fulfillment. You're going to be stepping towards something that really fulfills you. We have the Magician. Yeah, beautiful. You guys this is a beautiful spread, by the way. Like I'm getting so much positive energy. I feel like the worst of what you've been through in your previous cycle is over and you're kind of just clearing out the debris. And so just try to be patient with yourself and try to stay open to any insights you're getting and to really get clear on what you're manifesting. And Spirit's saying that it's important that you clarify your vision. And it doesn't have to be that you have a very specific relationship or a person that you want or a very specific career path. Try to tune into the energy of what you really want for the long term of your life. What's your biggest dream? What's your biggest goal? And what's the energy of it? So for example, you could say, I want to be in a career where I wake up and I feel excited to do my work. I want a job that I'm able to make enough money where I'm able to cover my necessities, but I also have extra room for luxuries, like tuning into what that would feel like and allowing yourself to believe that you can get there is that process of manifestation. So Spirit's saying it's a time for you to really step into seeing that it's in your hands and only you can really define what is your best outcome based on what makes you the most happy. So following your path of happiness and you're in visualizations of what happiness would feel like specifically, or like, let's say right now you have like a job where you feel stressed out or you feel you feel burnt out. Like it could be that I want a job where, you know, I'm able to create my own schedule. I'm able to have more balance in my life. Like those kinds of things, and imagining what that would feel like is going to be really useful to you right now. And then as you're doing that, certain circumstances will be drawn to you. And then all you have to do is just recognize that the energetic imprint is a part of your manifestation, and you'll feel it. You'll feel that it's right. And you'll also, by clarifying what you really want and knowing that that's it, it also clarifies what you don't want. And it will help you see with the Seven of Cups which options aren't the best paths to follow, because you can feel that they aren't getting you towards what you're really looking to feel in life, you know? We have the World. You're about to be expanding your world. You're coming to the end of a cycle where I feel like you've learned what you need to learn, and everything's kind of coming to a close right now, I feel. And I feel like you're about to embark on something new with the lessons that you're bringing in from wrapping up this chapter. You're about to wrap up a chapter and begin new. And you're going to be, and the Magician is all about understanding your talents. So like the traditional magician, and a magic wand works too, but the wand almost represents the power of the four elements, and also working with what you have. Like what Spirit's saying is the truth of your current circumstances is you have everything you need. You know everything you need to know. You're developed. You have the skills. You don't have to, you have everything within you already to start manifesting what you really want. It's within you. So it's time to start trusting your skills and building them, and not putting it off and not thinking you're not ready. You are ready is what Spirit's telling you. You're ready to go down, like start shifting. You're ready to claim your dharma and your purpose. We have Five of Swords. Yeah. Five of Wands. Yeah, so it's like there's been a lot of conflict recently. Nine of Pentacles, beautiful. This is such a beautiful energy, you guys. What's going on right now is that, number one, I want to tell you that other people's opinions right now could be a burden for you. So it's important that you don't get confused or frustrated almost. Like it would be a good time to kind of spend time alone, making your decisions and envisioning what you want for the future. This is going to be a time where you come out of doubting yourself and feeling defeated. You're going to gain confidence. The situation is going to be pushing you to believe in yourself and no longer allow self-limiting beliefs or fears of what the past has told you about yourself to limit what you can see happening for you. And it's like you're alchemizing this situation. It's pushing you to, it's like a bud coming out. It's almost like there's pressure or something that's causing you to rise to see your path. And with the Nine of Pentacles, the truth of the situation is it's all about you. It's about making these choices independently and realizing that you don't need anyone else's opinion or anyone else's like support necessarily to achieve your dreams. You are on a pathway where you are capable. You don't need anything else. Like you don't need to listen to other people's advice. You have it within you. And it's a time where you're really going to be developing your sense of independence and abundance. And you're going to be realizing that you can become financially independent, and also independent maybe in relationships too. And also the Seven of Cups card talks with the Neptune energy, it talks about being careful for people around you that may be a little bit like of energy vampires or people that may emotionally manipulate you. It's important to kind of keep your ideas to yourself right now and to not let anyone else's opinion let you doubt yourself. Like, you got this, you have everything you need, you're capable, and if anyone's kind of, it wouldn't be beneficial right now to listen to other people, because there could be people who don't really see your vision, they don't get it, they don't have that same vision for their own life, so they could feel threatened by you maybe shifting or you becoming more independent in your thought process. Or if you're wanting to open up your world, it's important that you don't hold yourself back to please other people, or you don't let people instill doubt, or like saying, oh, I don't know if that would be possible for you to do that, or I don't know, that doesn't really sound like a good option for you, like would you even be happy doing that, like things like that. I feel like there could be people sowing seeds of doubt if you do let yourself follow their advice. And with the High Priestess here, again, this is about being secretive. It's about holding your wisdom within. If you're getting downloads, if you're getting insights or ideas about what you want in your life or what you want to pursue, keep that to yourself. And also follow your own intuition is what it's saying. You already know. Also, the High Priestess already tells you that in your intuition, you already know what you should do. So it's about clearing up any conflict energy or any like conflicting thoughts that you might have, and really focusing on your energy on what the one path that you really see, or the outcome that you really want on an energetic level. The Magician is also about it's about focusing, it's about manifestation. So Spirit also wants to let you know that something that could be slowing you down or holding you back from making forward movement and progress is when we aren't consistent with our manifestation energy. So like, let's say we one day let's say we put into the universe, I really want a job where I get to do something I'm passionate about and I want to make enough money to do that. But then your actions are saying something different because you're continuously showing up at a job that is never going to turn into that. Then you're not being consistent in your manifestation. When it comes to really manifesting your something big for yourself, it's important to align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions to open up doors. That's what's going to open up doors for you to make progress. But it does require that you do something, that you make a decision that could set you up to shift your energy. And to not be afraid of trusting in what you think could be a great idea. It's about putting faith in that and not doubting it. Not being afraid of failure either. The Peacock is all about confidence and letting go of whatever past you've experienced. And it's about believing in yourself. So Spirit's saying the truth of your current circumstances are you have everything you need to move through them, to open up new doors of opportunities, to begin on a path of creating a lot of abundance and happiness for yourself with the 10 of Cups, a path to more independence. Yet there could be certain things in your circumstances that are appearing like blockages, or you may feel like certain things are opposing what you want to manifest. So it's just important that you really prioritize what you let go of those distractions, you let go of any thoughts that are counter to your manifestation of what you really want, and working on those thoughts, and even like saying affirmations that disprove those thoughts. Like, for example, if there's self-limiting beliefs of like, I could never be successful as an artist, or like people won't understand my art, that's going to be something that's blocking your manifestation, blocking your opportunities. Then it's important you align your thoughts, your feelings, and that you shield yourself from any external energy that's causing confusion or conflicting with what vision you have for your future. But I see you getting through this. And I'm just excited for you guys. This is a really, really fun energy. It's just fun to connect with you at this time, because I just want to encourage you to believe in yourself, because I think you'll be so happy that you do, if you do decide to do that. So let's get some more guidance now on how to move through these circumstances, like just more specifics. What guidance do we have for pile number 1 in regards to these circumstances? There's also maybe something major in your life that you may need to cut ties with. It could be friends, it could be a relationship, it could be a job. There's something in your life that like no matter, like it's just not going to bring you what you want. So it's time to trust that you can let go of that. What advice do you have for pile number 1? It says, open up. You're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open in magical ways once you decide to open up. Yeah, so opening your mind as well, coming out of playing it safe and maybe being afraid of being vulnerable about what you truly want. It's time to be try to be receptive and open to different possibilities. What else for pile number 1, Spirit? We have slow down and it's time. Okay, so it says, life isn't a race, nor is it a competition. You need to slow down. Doing so doesn't make you weak or less than. It makes you strong, wise, and much better able to navigate life with clarity and ease. So it's possible that if you have a lot going on in your life, or there could even be a fear that you're too late, or like you may be afraid that if you shift paths, like it may require that there may be somewhat of a loss for a little bit, but it's almost like sometimes we have to take a step back to shoot our arrow forward. So I'm seeing like a bow and arrow. Sometimes we have to slow down, pull it back so we can focus where we're trying to go. And so you're being called to ground your energy and really take a break from anything that's causing confusion, causing overwhelm, anything that's making it so you're not able to listen to your intuition. It's like if you're moving too quickly, it's hard to actually make decisions to clarify what path to go down. Sometimes you have to slow down to do that. I'm going to get my water really quick. 1 second. I also just got a vision looking at this all tied up, where the nature of your current circumstances could be like quicksand, where you may know something's shifting or something's changing, but the best way through is to stay still, and then you'll find your way through. But the more you panic, or the more you like are desperate to find a solution, I'm also getting like the Harry Potter scene in the first movie when they're going at the very end of the movie, when they're going to get, or like it's the end phase where the chessboard is, and they're trying to go get the Sorcerer's Stone, I believe. And it's Hermione, Ron, and Harry, and they're in that like plant stuff, and like Hermione's like, and they're all struggling, like Ron and Harry, and that's what it feels like, all tied up. Like there's all these vines around you constricting you, and then it feels like you don't know what to do. It's like you don't see a way through. And this is also relating to the Alice in Wonderland. It's like if she were to panic, she won't find a solution. And so it's like that, where maybe the solution is going to come to you in a way that you don't expect, but try to be open to going about things maybe by withdrawing and slowing down your lifestyle so you can get things in order. We also have it's time. You're being asked to move forward towards the dream you've been carrying in your heart. Yes, yes, yes. Literally, this is the overall vibe I get for your reading. It's time. It's time to bring it out in the world. You're ready. It's time. Yes. So it's almost like a time to slow down and pull your bow and arrow back, get your focus, and then it's time to let go and move forward. That's what I'm seeing. Let's get one more of these. We also have step back again. So I don't know if there's a situation that's kind of clouding your vision. So it says you're being asked to take a step back in your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective you need. So I feel like that's what we've been talking about, but it's further confirmation that the right way through may be found when you're less absorbed in whatever like dramas are going on or like the happenings of life. Like the Five of Wands is like a chaotic energy, and it's also an energy where there's a lot of different people, a lot of different things going on, and it's a little bit chaotic. If you can kind of pull back from that, that's going to be really useful to free up some energy for you to really get moving towards what you're meant to do. Okay, I want to get some of these oracles. I want to see how long I've been filming. Actually, I don't know because I just stopped it. So 1 second. All right. For pile number 1, what advice or what messages do you want them to hear right now? What are they ready to move away from and move into? What are they ready to move away from? Let's get 3 of these. Okay. It says, it's now safe to allow myself to believe I'm capable, even when I do not have the evidence I feel I need to have full confidence in myself. And yeah, and I feel like that came through in the tarot. It says, I choose to remember that building self-trust requires first taking a leap of faith. The courage to do so becomes available to me the moment I choose to fully embrace the consequences of being authentic. I love this because I feel like that's exactly what we were talking about. Yeah, it's about having full confidence in yourself and your vision, even if it isn't fully manifested right now, and even if it doesn't logically make sense, or you may have to face certain consequences, or there may be people who are disappointed or don't get it, or you may have to, if it's like a job thing, you may need to accept that maybe you will have to have some financial constraints for a certain amount of time, but it's going to be worth it because what you're going to make after that is going to be so much more than maybe your current circumstance. What else? It says, I forgive myself for avoiding the experience of that which is new and unknown. I choose to believe that when I accept life's invitation to try something I've not yet experienced, I discover even deeper connection with the miraculous complexity of my being. Yeah, it may require you to do something out of your comfort zone. It may require you to learn something new, but this is a time to be open to that, to let go of what's comfortable, of a place where you're feeling comfortable, yet you don't feel fulfilled. And the only way to get out of that is for new energy, to allow yourself to walk down a path that maybe feels a little bit scary and to have the courage to do so. Yeah, and this is what I was just saying. So it says, I forgive myself for worrying I may disappoint others in being true to myself. I choose to believe that by being loyal, I encourage others to free themselves by shedding attachments to preconceived expectations. So yeah, and that's that energy where it's like other people may be a barrier because you may be afraid of causing conflict, or people not wanting you to succeed, or stirring up the pot or something like that. I'm being called to pull one more for pile number 1. It says, I forgive myself for not making the changes I know would better support me in the realization of my desires. And that's what this whole reading is about. That's the truth of your current circumstance, is that it's time to make the changes to better support you in the realization of your truest desires, your 10 of Pentacles and your 10 of Cups. It says, I choose to believe that the deeper comfort and fulfillment await me. I may effortlessly receive them both once I surrender to the shift required to get there. Yeah. And that's what this whole reading's been about, is like the need to surrender and have courage through whatever shift is needed, whatever changes need to be made that may not be comfortable for the sake of the long-term vision. All right. So that is what I have for you guys, pile number 1. I'm going to take it into the extended, where if you guys are more curious about your love life, we're going to be looking at the truth of your current love situation. We'll be tuning into your person's energy and the connection energy and see what spirit wants you to know. So if you guys want to see that, I'll have it linked underneath the timestamps. Other than that, this is what I have for your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. And if you do have an extra second to hit the like button, it does go a long way for the channel. And if you're able to leave a comment, I do really like getting feedback from you guys, and I do read them even if it takes me a second. And if you want to see more readings from this channel, I would love for you to join the community and subscribe so you're able to see future pick a card readings. Other than that, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. I actually don't know when this is going to post. It might be a week. But anyways, I'm hoping you guys are doing well, and I hope to connect with you soon. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the Dreamy Moons Tarot with this black obsidian palm stone, this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what is the truth of your current circumstances. So I've already pre-pulled some oracle cards, so I'm going to start with that, and then we'll get into more details with tarot. I want to let you guys know that if you are hoping to hear more about love, I'm going to be focusing more on your life path, your personal development, your growth as a person, rather than love life. So for the extended reading, it will be all about the truth of your current love situation. So if you feel like this resonates and you want to hear more about that topic, I'll have it linked down below underneath the timestamps. I have lots of other readings on love though, so if you guys don't want to do that, you can always just look at other videos, but this will be like the current energy for you. So pile number 2, let's see what you have got. So we have the Chariot, Jupiter returns benefits. We have the 6 of Wands, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is coming through extremely strongly. Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius as well. We also have Cancer with the Chariot. We have the Ace of Cups, water element sensing. So this looks really beautiful. Let's see. We have Poised with underneath the Sagittarius IC. So this is like really positive energy. Literally, we have Happy. We have Blossoming Abundance. Who are you guys? Like, what is going on in your life? We have Magician in the Mirror. We have the Thinking Man. We have Spark and Wizard of Awareness. Okay. Pile number 2. I don't know how much guidance you need to hear about this. This could just be like a fun, like celebratory tarot reading. This is just an extremely abundant circumstance. So the truth of your current circumstances are that they're incredibly abundant and expansive. And you're coming into a time period where a lot of your dreams are manifesting. You're gonna gain a lot of success, maybe even public recognition with the 6 of Wands. There's gonna be a lot of people interested in you and looking at you. You've manifested some kind of success here. You have gotten to, it's like a Jupiter return. It's like whatever hardships you've gone through, this is not a time period of hardship. So the only thing I could say is if some of you are having a little bit of fear about trusting in the abundance that's showing up in your life, I'm here to tell you 100% you can trust it. This is a time to really celebrate and look at what you've accomplished and to feel proud of yourself and to really kind of bask in this beautiful, expansive, abundant energy that you're in. I think your current circumstances are one that are leading to a lot of abundance. And I'm talking physical abundance, like material. You guys, if this doesn't sound like your energy, like this might not be your pile, but if you feel like things are really looking up for you right now, this is your pile. Your current circumstances are that you're in an extremely powerful, energized energy where you have everything you need. You've learned what you've needed to learn in order to be ready for the opportunities that are coming into your life. You've gotten here because of your intentions. You've gotten here also because of your intelligence and what you've learned. With the Thinking Man here, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that if anything, these circumstances are one that could be overwhelmingly good. And so it depends on your relationship to abundance, and it could be triggering for you. You may be afraid of losing it. But the advice here with this Wizard of Awareness is it's important that you don't lose yourself in the fast pace of your success. So you are going to be experiencing a lot of success through whatever you have been putting your attention to. And it's just important to remember that when it comes to the material aspect of it, like those are the kinds of things that come and go. And to kind of remember that to stay grounded and to not get swept away, or I don't know, like almost don't try not lose yourself in the success, but to remember that it comes and goes. But you 100% are on the up and up, and you have abundance coming in. This is like the Wheel of Fortune upright. And so the truth of your current circumstances are that whatever you've been trying to manifest, whatever your goals have been, it is an auspiciously incredible time to move straight forward. You have a green light from spirit. Your current circumstances are, as long as you're able to maintain your wisdom and to make smart choices, not much could go wrong right now. The only thing I'm seeing is to not become too passive or comfortable, and to remember that your continued diligence and effort is important for you to like wield this energy the best that you can. This water element also talks about the importance of trusting your own intuition. And as long as you can stay grounded in your intuition and your higher wisdom with Wizard of Awareness and Thinking Man, keep your vision true. You know, remember your intention behind everything and your why, and stay grounded in your purpose as you're experiencing this influx of opportunity and abundance. And I feel like this is the time period where you're going to be very attractive to a lot of people. You could have a lot of suitors or a lot of people that are interested in you right now. So it's just important to make sure that you're investing in the right opportunities, because you're going to have a lot coming towards you. Also, another word of advice is that there could be, because there is a lot of light on you right now, there could be certain people that may be somewhat jealous of you, or they may kind of want to be on your bandwagon. So it's like what comes with like power is responsibility. So it's important to remember that you need to still be discerning about who you want to share this energy with, who you want to be generous with, because you're going to have a lot of people wanting to grip at your energy. We also have, like with the Sagittarius and the Jupiter, the truth of your current circumstances are that there may be a lot of opportunity to travel. Like you may be getting finances where you're able to explore and travel. This is a great time to stay true to your authentic inner truth. Follow that. That's what's got you to where you are, and that's what will continue bringing your success. So it's important you don't get too distracted by, I don't know, just kind of the momentum of it, or the shininess of of getting abundance or being happy. It's important to like ground yourself and to remember to be grateful. And I'm not saying you're not grateful, but we have to remember that the point of getting to this energy, which is a huge accomplishment, I want to say congratulations for this energy that you're in. Remember to try to enjoy it and to smell the roses and to take advantage as well. Like, this is a great time to push forward. With the Chariot, this is a time where you're almost like, if you continue to follow your intuition and you continue your focus, you're kind of unstoppable. The truth of your circumstances are that you are unstoppable. And you are going to flow around anything that would want to trip you up. So don't get too concerned if there's little bumps in the road. Like, your abundance is kind of guaranteed. And so if there's any fear of losing that, don't be afraid. Keep expanding. Spirit's telling you your circumstances are one in which there's a lot of reason to be optimistic, excited, and to take advantage, essentially, of the opportunities opening up for you. It's a good time to learn new things and to expand your, if you have the extra time or extra resources to explore, like go to new places or to take certain courses or learn new things, this is a really good time to do that. Like if you wanted to learn pottery, or if you've always wanted to, I don't know, go to the chiropractor, if you've always wanted to do certain things, this is a really good time to do that. And you don't have to be worried that, like, you don't have to be worried. You don't have to stay in any kind of scarcity mindset. Like, this is a beautiful opportunity to really embrace the truth of what you've manifested. And sometimes it's almost like shocking, or it can be hard to really, it can feel surreal, or it can feel hard to process when things just go so well. But the truth of your situation is you have incredible karma right now. You have good karma. Things are only going to get better from here. Remain grounded, remain humble is what I want to say. And your success is assured. Like, you guys, this is beautiful because pile number 1 had a really positive energy too. This is almost maybe a future energy of pile number 1. This is like the person that has really believed in themselves and they've let go of everything that held them back, and it's like you've really clarified what you want. You're a master manifester. The truth of your current circumstances are you manifested it, and you deserve to pat yourself on the back. You deserve to throw yourself a party, and you deserve to be happy and to enjoy what you've sown for yourself. This is a time of harvest and a time for you to explore your creativity. With Spark here, you're inspired right now. And so the truth of your circumstances are, milk this as much as you can. Continue to create and continue to learn. And, you have like the wind at your back. So Spirit's just saying this is a really creative, lively time for you. And I think your spirit guides are really happy for you. I can't imagine, I am very impressed with this energy. You have so much coming in. Let's see if there's anything else I could say with tarot. What else do you want to say about the truth of pile number 2's current circumstances? I want to see if there's any thing you might need to hear, or we have 5 of Swords. Okay, here's some other element. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the message here. The Self. Oh my gosh. We have the 7 of Wands. The 6 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Cups. Okay. And the World at the back of the deck. Okay, so there's some more guidance in this, which I'm happy because I just felt like there wasn't as much coming through, but I am seeing here with the 5 of Crystals, it's really important that you protect your energy right now, because you definitely have reached the 6 of Wands, this success, this victory, public recognition, maybe for some of you. And because we have the Obsidian here, it's really important that you protect your energy from people who want to poke at you or want to push you off your pedestal. There are people around you that don't have your best interests at heart. So it's really important that you're very discerning with the people's intention around you. With the Queen of Swords here, that's all about discernment, cutting to the truth of things. And with the 6 of Pentacles here, you're in a position where you have a lot to give. And there may be people who want your energy or want you to be generous with them, but it's really important that those people you're generous with really want the best for you and have treated you really well. They're the people that have supported you up until this point. It's really important that you're careful with your energy, but by all means be generous is what Spirit's saying. But try to make sure that you don't let anyone mooch off of you that doesn't deserve it or doesn't have your highest intention in mind. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people looking at you and maybe wanting to copy you, even maybe wanting to take what you have, something like that. So just know that what comes with sometimes increased influence or power or money abundance, it does come with the caveat of it kind of affecting people around you in a certain way. With the Self here, Spirit's really reminding you, again, to stay humble. I know that sounds like I don't want to say anything. I'm not like, I'm not judging you at all. It's just that be careful to not let things kind of go to your head, or to let you, don't get too swept up in the like, I don't know, in the, remember to stay connected to the bigger picture here. Like, I feel like it's important to not get too inflated, because what Spirit's saying is that if you aren't kind of in touch with your higher self rather than your ego, there's going to be some illusion around you. And I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities coming in. So it's very important that you stay in touch with your authentic self. Like, don't lose yourself in the shiny objects or the shiny opportunities around you. It's a really important time to be discerning. What comes with more opportunity is more need to pick and choose wisely. So with the self here, it's just saying, be careful to, I'm trying to imagine, it's almost like when you're doing really well, sometimes we can let our guard down, and that can be a space where people will take advantage, and they may do it through like complimenting you or like bigging up your ego, stuff like that. Like, I just feel like it's really important to cut through any fluff, and to not let your ego be too, like, it's nice if people can be happy or like supportive and happy for you, especially people you've known for a long time, but it's just important that you don't put your guard down with all the abundance, and be careful of any illusions. Like, remember to still be discerning, but other than that, it's like you have so many opportunities ahead of you or in front of you right now, and so it's really important that you make decisions from your authentic higher self, rather than things that are just going to be a short-term reward or something that seems like a great like opportunity, but isn't really in alignment with you. It's more important than ever that you stay in alignment with yourself, and you are still aware of the need to protect yourself and stay true to your values. Because with this Seven of Wands, there could even be certain people who may want to challenge you. Like, that's what the Seven of Wands is about, is like when someone has the Six of Wands, the next thing is people coming at you, and you have this one wand. And the Seven of Wands is also about staying very true to yourself. And no matter what anyone else says or whatever influence they're trying to have on you, that you don't acquiesce or give in to them. It's like, be prepared to be determined and true to yourself, and speak your truth no matter what. Like, don't let anyone try to control you or manipulate you or take what you have. Like, it's very important that the people that you give to, the people that you bring into your life right now, aren't going to push you off your path, or aren't going to tempt you away from your original beautiful intentions that got you to this point. Because I feel like you guys would have had to have very altruistic intentions to be experiencing this abundance. I feel like you must have been doing certain things really right. But it's just important that once we actually see it in the material world, it is important that we don't forget where we came from, that we remember all of the things we've learned up until this point, and remember that we're not untouchable just because we're doing well, So that's really the message I'm getting here. Let's get some of these cards for advice about the truth of your current situation. Yeah, and so just be discerning with what you invest in, be discerning with who you give your energy to. Try to see through any kind of hidden intentions or anyone around you who isn't being completely honest with you. Anyone who wants you for the wrong reasons. It's really important that you do look out for that still. Don't get lazy, or don't get, I don't know, like almost like whimsical, or like don't get too carried away. Like, stay grounded. Yeah, we have focus. You're being asked to shift your focus away from what isn't working, and paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step towards creating an amazing life. So the message is less important. The focus part is remain focused. Like, don't get distracted. And that's really coming through. It's important in this time that in order to ensure the best outcome, that you stay focused on your values, what you want to create, your goals, make sure they're in alignment with you, and make sure no one kind of pulls you off your path or distracts you, It says allow. You're being asked to open your energy field and take down your walls of protection in order to allow goodness into your life. Sometimes without even realizing it, we block ourselves from the flow of life. It's safe to open yourself back up. So for some of you, maybe for some of you, it's actually that you may be still like a little bit defensive or like afraid to open yourself back up because maybe in the past you've been taken advantage of, or in the past you've seen people have bad intentions. The Six of Stars then would be telling you that it's okay to let people in and to give to people. Just make sure that they have the right intentions. And with allow here, it's kind of like just, you don't have to worry. There's a message here about don't let your fears get the best of you right now. This isn't a time period where you have to push people away or something. Like, allow the right opportunities to come towards you. Make sure you open yourself up to those because that will further expand yourself. But remember the discernment you've already learned. We have break free. You're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. Yeah. So it's almost like this moment of recognizing that you have the power within you to break away from anyone who doesn't really honor your authentic self, who wasn't there for you maybe when you weren't doing as well. Remember to push those people away, but then to remember to trust that the people who love you will be there for you, and you can trust those people. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Remember, you have the power to break free from any inauthentic people in your life. Let's get one more. Yeah, grounding. You're being asked to ground yourself. And I don't even need, I'm not going to read it. What they're saying is it's just very important that you stay grounded in this time. It says bravery, to just be brave. And your best bet in this situation is going to be to stay focused and grounded. And to remember who's for you, who isn't. And if there are certain people who start coming at you and you feel like they don't have good intentions or like they weren't really there for you before, push those people away, but don't forget that there are people in your life who want to support you, who want the best for you, who are here to see you succeed. And so try not to push too many people away. And I just watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so I feel like it's kind of relevant. But in that story, like Willy Wonka was like the most, he had so much success with his inventions and all that, and then as he gained more prominence, his workers started like stealing his recipes, and so at some point he lost complete trust of opening himself up to other people, and he locked himself away in the factory. And so it's important to recognize that as you grow in success, yes, there will be people who don't have good intentions, but remember that you have the discernment you need to figure that out, and try not to close yourself off too much like in that story. Because you might end up feeling isolated then. And it may start to feel more like a curse than a blessing, All right. But there will always be people who want to support you and that love you for who you are, regardless of anything that you've done, your success, or what you've created, who you are now. Like, and in the past, he like was that kid with like the braces and the headset, and like he was like orphaned as well, or he like went away from home, and so he didn't come from like abundance. So there could just be people who remember the people who knew you before things got better for you, and remember that those are people that you can trust, even if other people have shown you that you can't trust them. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I'm so happy for you guys. We're going to take it into the extended, where we're going to be looking at, again, what is the truth of your current love situation, where we'll be looking at anything that's current, anything that's coming in, but I'll just be following what Spirit is showing me. So tune into that if you're interested. It'll be linked down below, but this is what I have. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate having you. I'm so happy to see that people in my community or the collective are doing well and are expanding. It's really nice to see. If you have an extra second to hit the like button, it does go a long way for my channel. If you're able to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. I do appreciate your guys' feedback. And if you want to see more videos from this channel, I would love for you to join the community through subscribing. And that way you'll be able to see future videos from this channel. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope to connect with you soon. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Affirmator's Tarot and this Selenite Heart, this is going to be a reading where we're looking at what is the truth of your current circumstances that you are meant to hear right now. Like, what do you need to know about it? What clarity do you need to see? What purpose do your circumstances have for your personal development, for your growth? So this is really going to be focusing on you for this part of the reading. For the extended, we're going to be looking into what is the truth of your current love situation. So if you guys are hoping to hear more about love, that will be in the extended, which I'll have linked down below. So just wanted to let you guys know about that, but let's get started. So we're going to start off with some oracle cards that I pre-pulled, and then we'll be clarifying with tarot. So let me put your crystal here. Okay, so for pile number 3, this is what we pulled. I'm going to start with the astrology card. So we have death with Scorpio, I transform. We have the hangman, Chiron, healing. We have strength, Leo, I will. And we have the world, the 10th house with Capricorn. So I'm just going to make sure that these are straight. I didn't do that for another pile and I regretted it later. So the first signs coming through, we have Scorpio here, so that could be a strong placement for you. We have Pisces energy with the hangman. We have Leo with strength, and we have Capricorn with the world. I'll lay out a few and then we'll get into it. So we have no need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. We have it's always tea time. Eternity, endless moments, repetition. We have everyone must have prizes, trying to please everyone. We have rules that are not fair, law that's not justice, and we're all mad here. Everyone's a little bit different. We have the 7th chakra with Archangel Uriel. We have the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron in reverse. We have storm warning. So I'll put it here. We have patience in reverse. We have the garden and the gate. We have imagine, round and round, the fates, chaos and conflict in reverse. Where do I want this? I want it to go here. We have slow and steady in the reverse position with rock bottom, along with deep freeze. These are all very similar messages with these cards. I'm just going to put them together. And then we have movement. So, okay, pile number 3. The truth of your current circumstances, there's a lot here. So I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm going to break it down. So for you guys are going through a very intense and kind of pivotal moment in your journey right now. So this is like almost a time where your circumstances are set up to be difficult and to be a blockage for you because the universe is trying to push you to grow. So it's almost like a diamond is formed under pressure. So for those of you that picked this pile, there's a sense here of feeling somewhat stagnant, frustrated, confused, even a little bit lost with yourself right now. There could even be this sense of, why is this happening to me? Or what am I supposed to do? It feels like you're really being tested right now. So I think if you chose this pile, a way you can know this is your pile is if it feels like you can't really control the circumstances here and it's really pushing you outside of your comfort zone. So I feel like with the Scorpio I transform here and Chiron, you are being put through like the karmic fires right now. So you're meant to be triggered right now. You're meant to be, you're meant to run into a wall. because there's something about the current path you're on or the energy you're in that it's like Spirit's called time on. So because of that, it's almost like there's no way to go through, there's no way to get around the situation. There's no way to stay in the situation either. The only way to get through this is to jump into the fire of transformation and let yourself burn and be reborn. For some of you, I do feel like this could have a lot to do with your sense of personal power, your sense of strength in knowing who you are, and also an ability to advocate and stand by yourself. Like, I feel like a karmic wound that's being pulled up for you is perhaps having to play small, having to people please, having to try to shift you, it's almost like something's coming through where when we're dealing with people and situations, we have to negotiate, right? And so it's normal to have to negotiate or kind of compromise certain things. But what you're learning in these circumstances is something you no longer can sacrifice or negotiate with is your sun energy, is the truth of who you are. Your personal needs, wants, boundaries, and values. I feel like in the past, you guys have been able to kind of shift yourself in order to fit into situations and not cause conflict, or the way you resolve them is by being very collaborative and almost like you'd had to walk on eggshells, or you'd have to take responsibility for other people's more difficult personalities, because you're just willing to do that in order to stay away from needing to stand up to difficult people or needing to, I don't know, almost like jump into a conflict. It's like, I feel like in the past you guys have, when a situation wasn't fair or wasn't working out in your favor, there's a sense that you would have rather backed down than stood up for who you are and let happen whatever needs to happen. So this situation is happening for you, not because you're being punished, not because the universe wants to see you fall, wants to see you fail and lie down. What they want is to give you just enough conflict and almost trouble or triggers. These are all very karmic related. You're basically having a lot of karmic issues that have kept you small or kept you bound in life. You're being pushed to the edge. So I feel like right now you may feel like there's not just one situation or one relationship, one person, one environment that feels like you can't catch a break. I feel like you're there's nowhere to go besides within. And this is something you're learning right now. And so it may feel like you're blocked off from your intuition, or it may feel like you aren't able to use your usual intuitive abilities. I feel like you're someone who's usually in your higher chakras. And with the, the 7th chakra here, you guys are people that I feel like are very spiritually tuned in. So I feel like you guys would have a strong heart chakra, a strong third eye, and a strong 7th chakra. And when you are a strong soul, or a soul that's very tuned in with your divinity, you have this innate knowing that we're all one. You have this innate knowing that what you do for someone else is what you do for yourself. But we're not only spirits now. We're in physical forms where we are individuated, and we do have to protect ourselves. We do have to find balance between I and balance between we. And so I feel like you're in this energy where you are going to burn yourself out. You're also your health is going to crumble, your mental health, if you keep trying to push on, not putting yourself first and not fighting for yourself and not calling out other people. There's a need to protect yourself from others, protect your agenda, protect your uniqueness. And there's a need for you to learn how to shine in a world where there is competition, where there are people only looking out for themselves. And even though that isn't your true nature, and you may even know that it isn't other people's nature, and I feel like this is the group where you're able to see the best in people. You're able to give people benefit of the doubt and see the bigger picture. So sometimes that's really helpful. Like, a lot of people need a lot more of that. Like, a lot of people who don't see the world as connected, who don't recognize that we're all connected. There's a lot of people out there in the world, and I feel like you know that. And that is your strength, that you have this spiritual kind of vision, or like this sense that we're all one. But right now you're being pushed into developing your lower chakras. So that would be your solar plexus chakra, the I am chakra, the who you are, and being proud of who you are without needing anyone else to agree with that. Your sacral chakra, which is about listening to your emotions, and it's where you create from. So what's blocked right now for you is your solar plexus, your confidence in yourself, standing alone. And because of that, I feel like sometimes you may not feel like you're being listened to in a situation. You may feel like your emotions are telling you that you need boundaries, that you need something different. But you, as a survival early on in life, you've learned to put your emotional experience behind other people's emotional experience. And so you have a blockage in your sacral as well. So, and that not only blocks you from truly honoring how you feel, no matter what the repercussions are with others, no matter if anyone else isn't comfortable with it, like, not only is that blocked, but then your true source of creativity and your sense of creation is also blocked. And that is something that is no longer working for you, because you're being pushed into stepping into your purpose, stepping into becoming very confident in who you are, realizing your strength, no longer cowering down or being afraid of other people, realizing just who you are. And it's about putting that out into the world. It's about standing strong in your authority, in your sense of power. And in order for that to happen, there needs to be pressure put on you so you can form like a diamond, essentially. And with the fates here, this is a situation where it's just going to feel like, I don't get why this is happening to me. I don't get why nothing's working out for me. I don't get why everyone's challenging and testing me and no one's giving me a break. Like, why is the universe doing this to me? And you may even feel right now like you're losing, I'm hearing like Losing My Religion by REM. And also, when we get into this state, you guys may be, you're being pushed to go into a dark night of the soul, where you're actually going to question, because of your circumstances being so difficult and karmically driven, you're going to start losing faith in your intuition and in your trust in the world, and your trust in everything's happening for you. Because sometimes when we are so tuned in with like that truth, we can think that it means that we need that every situation is something that we need to find the good in, or we need to find the benefit in. But the lesson you're learning right now is sometimes we have to fight for ourselves. Sometimes we have to say no. Sometimes we have to give up and let go of what we're trying to achieve in a certain situation, because that's what we're meant to do, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it hurts, even if it makes us lose faith in our connection to the universe. That's what you're being pushed into, and it's because of this Chiron energy. You're meant to surrender right now. You're meant to stop fighting. You're meant to stop trying to push towards a direction or into a situation that is showing you that it isn't meeting your needs, and it's also showing you that your boundaries aren't important. Like, there's a need to recognize that pushing forward or working harder isn't what's going to bring you through in this situation. And continuing the same cycle, the only way you're going to get out of it is if you dive deep into the wounds that this situation is bringing out in you, into the karmic chains that keep you trapped in situations where you're not progressing, where you feel like you're experiencing triggers and pains and hurts that are very familiar to you. It's time to surrender and dig deep into the fears, to dig deep into what this situation is telling you. And through doing that, through letting yourself hit rock bottom, there's only up from there. And so your only way through in this situation really is surrendering and kind of taking the L, taking the loss, and realizing it's not a battle you want to continue fighting in. You actually are being called to pivot and recognize that there's certain things that you just can't control, that you can't just be better, you can't just work harder, you can't just be more understanding. Sometimes you have to make the hard choice that you don't want to make in order to stop the cycle, in order to finally heal this oppression once and for all. So this is a really deep energy, and I feel like a lot of you, the first thing I felt was like a deep sense of wanting to give you a hug and tell you that I'm hearing the song like Get Lost to Find Yourself, and another song that's coming through which is a really good song. It's by the person's first name is Ruby, but it's like got a heart of gold, don't let that go. The lyrics you guys would really resonate with, but it's basically saying, it's like, I think I've been up, I've been low. It's a song that talks about the spiritual journey of, like, almost in the beginning when we first awaken spiritually, we can kind of be on this spiritual high, and it's like a stage of a little bit of spiritual bypassing, but it's like the wonder of getting in tune with your divine self. And it's like a beautiful experience, but it has to come down and be balanced out by the lows. So whatever low you're being pushed into is divinely guided. It is something that you're being called to surrender to and to have patience with, and to understand that in order to find your truth and your balance point, you have to integrate the lows. You have to integrate the fears, the wounds. And by doing that, sometimes that requires us to fall into a dark night of the soul. So usually when we go into a dark night of the soul, it feels really bad. It feels like we can't see where we're going. It feels like we've lost our spiritual gifts. We feel like we've lost our connection. But you haven't. No, you haven't. That's something that's really coming through. But usually what comes out of the dark night of the soul is a complete resurrection of self, a complete ego death. You're about to go through an ego death or a dark night of the soul where you're going to heal by going through your darkest place, by going to the root of your deepest wounds and fears. You will discover your strength. And not only your strength to heal yourself or your own perseverance, you're going to take that gift out into the world after this. But Spirit's telling you that before that happens, you have to surrender to the fall. You have to surrender to despair. You're about to go into the underworld, or you're being called to go into the underworld. And I'm also getting a message of, I don't know if you've heard any other readers talk about this, but there's something called like the healer's initiation, where in order for you to truly reach your purpose in this life and to maximize your potential, you have to first get to the root of your wounds. A lot of healers are born into situations where we're oppressed, or we have like a lot of difficulties, and you've persevered up until this point through your connection to spirit. And a lot of other people would have already been broken down or given up at this point. But what you're being asked to do is to like hold on. And I'm even getting the scene from Taken, and this comes through sometimes, but it's like that scene where the girl's under the bed in Taken, and the people are like breaking into their house, and she's about to go through a nightmare, right? And the dad's on the phone with her, almost like a spirit guide. Almost like imagine that person as a spirit guide, like the dad in the movie that's like, I'll find you and I will kill you to the oppressor. But the first thing he tells them is like, okay, this is what you have to do. Go under the bed, throw the phone. All right, and this is going to be the hardest part. You're going to have to let them take you. You're going to have to surrender to this fear, to this journey. You're going to have to let your deepest fears take you. But that's going to be the way you're going to be found. That's where you're going to find salvation, is through letting yourself be taken into the intensity of this and recognize nothing's going to save you. Like there's not going to be a way for you to avoid this. Does that make sense? So it's like, let's say there's a really difficult situation where you're hanging on your last thread, and it's like you may be looking to shift the situation. You may be trying to problem solve. You may be trying to do something to not have to have everything collapse. But Spirit's telling you, let yourself hit rock bottom. Surrender to what isn't working, because it's where you're about to heal. It's where you're about to find your strength, and it's where you're about to find your purpose. And through going out of your comfort zone with the garden and the gate, you're going to gain everything, and you're going to find your momentum again. So don't worry. It's a cycle that you're about to go through of death and rebirth, but you're on the death end. And so it's a surrender to death. But what we find when we surrender to the void, what we find when we surrender to our deepest fears, we find the void. And the void is intimidating because we think it's death. But actually from the void, we're the most potent creator. From the void, that's where we manifest spring. That's where we manifest the new beginning that you're gonna have. And I know you guys are probably really wanting to get to that stage now. You want to find it, but there's a need to surrender to the death, surrender to the void, because that's the only way through, through this initiation process. And I have so much empathy for you guys going through this. Certain things I want to tell you are, this is to transform you. You're about to go through a lot of transformation, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy. And you're gonna wish it could go faster. You're gonna wish you didn't have to go through it, but at the end, you're gonna see so clearly why this happened, why you were pushed to your edge, why you had no way to make it work, and you're gonna be so grateful on the other side. And it's not to minimize the struggle, because it's gonna be a struggle. It is a struggle, and I feel like you guys are already feeling that. But it's to get you even more in touch with your strength, even more in touch with who you are and just what you can do in this world. And you have such a strong purpose, pile number 3, but you're learning a lesson of surrender. You're learning a lesson of, there are certain events karmically predetermined. Like, we have fate. This fate card talks about how there are events. There are things that happen that we just can't prevent, that the only way through is to surrender. And I want to read you the fate in reverse, because I think it'll resonate for a lot of you. So I just want to read it. So it says, it's difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all, yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. And that gave me chills, because that's you guys. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there with this hangman. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the one and only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. So the more you surrender, the more you will see that that's the only way through, and that you'll find spring again. You'll find yourself again. You guys are going to feel lost. You guys are going to feel like everything's falling apart and nothing makes sense. But how incredible is it that you're able to go through all of that you're able to do that? It gives me chills, because you're going to realize you were never lost. You're going to realize the universe was never against you. The universe is orchestrating this because it's your destiny. And the truth of this reading, the truth of your circumstances is what I just read to you. And also the truth is, you're going to come out on the other end so powerful, so influential, and so much more able to make your mark in the world in a way that you wouldn't have been able to unless this dark night of the soul was initiated, unless you went through this ego death. The movement will occur later on, but there's a need to surrender to the night, the dark night that is going to be essential to you tuning into your greatest gift. And it only comes through the wound. It only comes through truly getting to the bottom, releasing yourself from karmic cycles that have been repetitive in your life, freeing yourself from the wheel of karma through the transformation of the flame of karma, and to rise again as the phoenix. And that's what you guys are going to do. Like, that's the truth of this. And with Imagine here, it's going to open up a world for you of creativity, of individuality, of standing by your uniqueness, of no longer tolerating the oppression you've already experienced. Getting out of cycles that just aren't going anywhere. The repetition. You're about to finish a karmic cycle once and for all. And as you surrender to the despair, you're going to go through a hermit time period as well, where you're not going to have the light of the world to guide you. You're going to feel alone. You're not alone though. And it's going to be something that gets you even closer to your higher self. It's like when you're in complete darkness, the hermit card is the card where you have your own lantern, and that is your light. You're going to find your own light, and you're going to see it more clearly than you've ever been able to see it. And you'll never lose that on the other end. You're going to gain something that's priceless through going through this. And you're going to realize so much about your individuality, your individual power, your responsibility, your impact that you can have through what you can create once you free up these blockages in your solar plexus, in your sacral, and in your root chakra. Once you finally aren't doing survival mechanisms, because the root chakra is all about like survival mechanisms that we learned from a really young age when we were really dependent on other people. You guys are being initiated. So with the Maslow hierarchy of needs, we have the bottom level, which is physiological needs, like water, like food. Those are needs that we're actually probably around 90% gonna have to rely on other people to help us meet those needs. And that's why when we're a baby, we're pretty much at the mercy of our environment. And so that's why we learn so many survival tactics of depending on others for our survival. The 10% is that you yourself are naturally able to reach for the bottle. Inherently, you're able to do certain things to ensure your physiological survival. Like if you touch something hot, you're going to recoil. But a lot of it's unconscious at that stage. The next stage is physical safety and emotional safety. We're also a lot more reliant on other people in our environment to meet those needs. So what I'm trying to say is that there's only so much you can do to ensure that. So that puts you in a position where you have to rely on locks on your doors. You have to rely on your parents keeping you safe. You have to rely on certain things like that. And you're at the mercy of other people. Next stage up, we have personal belonging. This is where we get our relationships needs met. That's a situation where half of your needs could be met by you, half your needs. It's a 50-50 situation where you can get that need. Let's say you have like a bar of 100% that you want to fill. The lower parts, we needed other people and the environment to fill those. Now, as we go higher, as we learn, we start forming relationships. We start being able to fulfill our own love and belonging needs by giving love to other people. That will always allow us to be 50% full. So we're never going to be dying in that sense. We can meet it by giving love. Because half of the experience of love and belonging, half of it is receiving love and receiving acceptance from others. But another half is the joy of giving love and the joy of feeling the importance, making other people feel important, allowing other people to be important. And so I feel like this group, you guys are very good so far, I think, at giving love, at realizing how nice it feels to love other people. And whether or not you've had that same love given to you was less of an importance to you so far. The next stage up is esteem. Right? And so as we're on this journey of personal development, the needs get more and more important that we're able to fulfill them ourselves. So we're not going to die if we don't have our esteem needs met. We're not going to die if we don't have our self-actualization needs met. But we are the only ones that can truly fulfill those needs for ourselves. So if you do it mathematically, and again, I don't want to whip out my notebook. I feel like I've been doing, you know what, I might. I'm just kind of entertained by doing this. So like, let's say we have the pyramid, right? So here's what I'm saying. Here's the pyramid, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All right, here's, I can't spell, you guys, so just bear with me. Physiological safety, love and belonging. All right, and now we have esteem, self-actualization. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is these needs are, you need the environment, need outer fulfillment. Because there's only so much you can do to ensure these needs are being met. This one is 50-50. So you could meet half this need by having love for other people, but you require the other half of it to be met by other people loving you and providing you with acceptance, making you feel important. When we get to esteem, we're now at 70%. You need to fulfill this. You. Other. So only 30% can come from other. Let's say that. So as we get higher up the hierarchy, we have to start learning to intrinsically meet our own needs and to recognize that other people are actually much less able to make a difference in our lives in these ways. So this is why people say for esteem, don't worry about what other people think about you. Like, it's more important how you feel about yourself than how other people feel about you, and why no matter like how famous you are, no matter how much other people respect you or look up to you or praise you, if you don't feel it from yourself, you will always be in a deficit. You can only meet 30%. That's why, and I'm hearing the song Lucky by Britney Spears where it's like, she cries in her lonely heart, thinking, if there's nothing missing in my life, why do these tears come at night? Because this person never learned how to self-validation. And this is why we can never fully feel confident in ourselves if we're relying on what other people think of us. So this journey is a journey where you're learning to go higher up the hierarchy. As we get to self-actualization, that need is the highest one. This is the one we're all reaching. This is our why. This is why we exist. Why we exist beyond survival, beyond love. This is why relationships are important, but they're not the reason for our existence. And if you guys have watched like the Barbie movie, or like a big part of the Barbie movie, it's just relevant in my mind, is that Ken is realizing that his identity and like why he feels valid as a human, his self-esteem can't come from Barbie or Margot Robbie, you know? And that's what he realizes. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but I mean, it's not that serious either way. Sorry, you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, but I'm just saying that these are the ones that you're gonna die if you don't meet these. And that's why, as we are younger, it's almost structured this way, where it makes a lot of sense that when you're like a 5-year-old, it's much more important to have your safety, physiological, love and belonging needs. And as you become a teenager, love and belonging becomes more important. But self-esteem is something that hasn't really developed as much. But as we reach the end of our lives, what's going to matter when we look back in our lives as to whether or not we felt like we fulfilled ourselves, whether or not we're going to die happy, it's not going to be whether or not we had enough food, whether or not we had the biggest home that was in the safest community. It's going to be helpful for us to have love and belonging, but again, that's a medium tier need. What really makes us feel fulfilled is when we feel proud of ourselves, and we feel like when we start prioritizing that. So what I'm seeing in your spread is that there's still more of an attachment to giving love to survive. As we get older, we're less dependent on others for safety and physiological. And with love and belonging, it's like the graduation point is when you realize you're never going to be more satisfied in your life if you don't move beyond making yourself the most important thing. So with the self-actualization, again, this is about you figuring out who you are. It's about self-discovery and figuring out what your unique strengths and weaknesses are. It's that discovery, and through discovering that, you then work and develop on your strengths, and you use those to reach your goals. This is where you like find your goals, your purpose. And this is where you learn how you make the biggest impact on the world at large. Like, this is how you learn that, is through self-development, right? And so 10% can come from others, but that's really going to be not fulfilled unless you're in touch with who you are. You have to start coming first, essentially. What you think about you has to start becoming more important than other people's perspective of you. And at some point, you're going to realize that you max out the amount of love and belonging you can feel at 50% if you are just giving your love away. If you're just trying to make everyone else feel loved, that's going to feel good on a certain level, but at some point, we have to realize where we're not getting our 50% back. We're not getting our love and fulfillment needs. Needs are not being met. So at some point, we have to realize that we can love everyone else with the biggest heart in the world, but that's never going to fulfill us. We need others to love us. So this is where, if you're in a situation where people aren't meeting your love and belonging needs, they aren't prioritizing you, they aren't showing you that you belong, or they're even trying to imply that you only matter if you acquiesce to them, you're going to be unfulfilled. So it's time to look for this 50% from authentic sources. And then with the esteem, you're going to start realizing that it's going to be less important for you to please everyone else and to avoid conflict, because you could literally meet your, like, I feel like as long as you're above 50% in any of these categories, you're going to be pretty happy. It's only when they go below like 50%, you start feeling unhappy in your life. So you're going to start feeling very unhappy because I feel like the people around you are not going to be meeting your 50% for the love and belonging. And if you're relying on them for the 30%, let's say the people around you adore you, you're still going to be unhappy. So there's a need to realize that it's so much more important that you claim yourself, that you decide your perspective of yourself is more important, no matter what the consequence is. And we have, we're all mad here. Everyone's a little bit different. And remember your power. Remember how powerful you are. No need to fear. It's about recognizing that it's worth hitting like your own rock bottom where what you've always done in order to meet your love and belonging needs, your safety and your physiological, maybe you always had to sacrifice your esteem. Maybe you always had to sacrifice 50% of your love and belonging. I hope this is making sense, because a lot of times when we grow up in families where our safety, like our emotional safety, relies on us tending to other people, we are predisposed to not inherently owning the skills we need to move up this hierarchy. So in a healthy childhood, your parents are meant to be helping you learn about your esteem needs and learn about your strengths and weaknesses and help you pursue your goals. If you didn't have people that put that as a priority for you, like growing up, you're gonna be, it's gonna be a muscle that you're not used to. And it's gonna be something that it's gonna be scary, because you're gonna feel that putting your esteem before other people's praise for you, putting what you think about yourself before other people at all costs, you're going to think it's going to be a threat to your emotional safety, most likely. You're going to think it's going to be a threat to your love and belonging, but you're on a journey of realizing that you always deserved to feel that those were separate. If you had parents that never made you sacrifice for the safety the safety and belonging needs, then you would be more adjusted to putting yourself first. But if you didn't have that, it's just a need to recognize that you're gonna fear putting yourself first, like your life depends on it. But growing up is realizing that your life doesn't depend on other people approving of you, of fitting into a box so your love and belonging needs meet. In realizing that you're reaching your purpose and your highest potential in this life cannot be something that someone else signs off on. It can't be something that someone else brings you to. And that's what you're learning right now. And it's going to be scary because it's going to be different. But you're getting through all of these karmic situations that make you feel like you have to sacrifice your uniqueness, what you really want for yourself. And you're going to be made to feel like that isn't important. So you realize that what happens when you don't have other people validating you, you're going to have to learn how to rely on yourself for your self-esteem. You're going to have to learn how to rely on yourself to choose what your right path is. And it's going to be scary, but it's going to be the only thing that builds your muscle to ultimate fulfillment. And ultimate fulfillment doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you don't have bad days. It doesn't mean people treat you perfect all the time. It just means that you're a self-actualized person and you have a certain freedom in the world where you know how to rely on yourself for your needs, and you also know how to lean on other people. So what I'm trying to say is, at first, you're about to be going through a time period where you can no longer rely on other people, outer situations to try to meet your esteem, self-actualization, love and belonging needs. So that's going to feel lonely. That's going to feel disorienting. But what it's going to build in you is a realization for what you deserve in relationships and what you need to get back. What it's going to do for you is you're going to learn the lesson that as long as you're happy with yourself, it's only 30% important what other people think about you. That's how much they can impact you. And that's power. To realize how much power you have alone to fulfill your life is power. And so that's why you're going through this. And I hope that made sense. I hope that wasn't too confusing, off the cuff, or just out there. But I hope that's helpful in kind of helping you see why you're being pushed into your outside situations no longer facilitating you, because you're meant to be pushed into relying on yourself, building up your own esteem, building up your own sense of standards and worth for what you deserve in relationships. And it's for you learning that you're the reason you're here. You're the main character. You're in the driver's seat, and it's time to claim your purpose. It's time to go into that self-actualization category where you start making your unique talents the focus of your life. And that's what you're about to step into, which is really cool. And it's going to be scary as it is, but it's going to be worth it. And if you don't surrender, you can't get up here then. You're going to be stuck here. You're going to be stuck sacrificing your esteem, your self-actualization, some of your love and belonging just to feel safe and alive. And you deserve to live a life that's not just about survival. That isn't just about being like safe or avoiding triggers. You deserve to know that your life is about more than that. And the way to get there might be kind of confusing. It might be painful because you're going to be triggered, but it's going to be a moment where you learn a new way of living. And that's what you're stepping into, which is really cool. I'm going to get a sip of water and then we're going to go into tarot. All right, where is the deck? Right here. Okay. So Spirit, what else do you want to highlight about the truth of pile number 3's current circumstances? We have justice, fairness. You're learning about balance of give and take. Yeah, 4 of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords. Yep. Chariot, beautiful. The Empress, even more beautiful. 6 of Pentacles, the Star, and the 9 of Wands. Yes, yes, yes. Ace of Wands, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is literally beautiful. What you're learning right now, essentially, is, and this is the Justice and the Chariot is highlighting that point I was telling you when we're someone who's learned to be extremely cooperative in relationships, we may have a tendency to ignore our own other needs, ignore our purpose or like what we want in a situation in order to acquiesce to other people, right? But that isn't justice. Justice is about fairness. And so I'm seeing that you're no longer, so like let's say Libras have a tendency to be what's needed to bring harmony to a situation. So let's say there's someone that you're dealing with that is really selfish. You're going to try to balance that out by being really selfless. But you're about to learn that your self-will, your own sense of personal momentum, willpower, and victory I'm hearing your God-given right. You're going to be putting your own progress, your own victory above needing to be the person bringing balance to situations. And this has a lot to do with the Empress energy. You learning your worth, what you deserve to receive. With the 4 of Swords, this is about you taking time away from difficult people, difficult situations. It's about you not overgiving with the 6 of Pentacles. It's about you learning about the balance of give and take in situations and what you deserve to receive, and never, and you're going to be learning to recognize that the way forward is knowing your worth and putting yourself first rather than putting other people first. And that's actually what's justice. 5 of Swords can be about, self-limiting beliefs, fears, maybe fear of other more challenging people. It's about not giving your energy away to situations that make you doubt yourself or that you feel like other people are going to be aggressive or competitive towards you. So you feel bullied almost into giving. Like you're going to learn to no longer allow yourself to be bullied. You're going to realize that you deserve better than that and you have nothing to be afraid of. The 9 of Wands is a spiritual warrior. You're being initiated into spiritual warrior energy, where you're about to realize just who you are with the Star. You're about to shine after you go through this. You're going to realize what you deserve and who deserves your energy, who doesn't. And you're about to become a lot more self-protective through these challenges that you're going through, and you're going to heal from them. You're going to come out on the other side. And I'm also seeing that with this Ace of Wands, this is bringing you actually to, you're going to be essentially preserving your energy for yourself, and that's going to give you your new lifeblood. It's like if you're feeling drained, you're feeling like you don't have energy, it's because so many other people have been entitled to your energy and you've felt like you have to give it away to them. You're about to be protecting yourself. You're about to be protecting your uniqueness, no longer doubting who you are. And you're going to be following your own north node, your own light. And it's going to bring a lot more passion into your life than you're going to expect. But it only comes after somewhat of a difficult, you're going to have to feel like you're exhausted. You're going to have to feel like the only option is just to save yourself, is just to try to push this chaos away from you and find some peace for yourself. That's what you're being pushed to do, is to go inward and to put your healing and rest as a priority, to save your energy, to not give to anyone right now. Put yourself first. You're going to stop lighting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. You're going to learn to keep yourself warm first and to put up some boundaries here. So yeah, this is really cool. And I know it's hard, but you wouldn't be at this pile if this has resonated this long. You guys have so much power you're gonna realize, and I'm actually excited for you. Even if it's hard, even if it's difficult, you're gonna learn just how strong you are and just how special you are and what you're made of and what can't hurt you anymore. It's like, yeah, it's cool. So this is what I have for you guys, pile number 3. I'm going to take into the extended again, where we're going to be looking more into the truth of your current love situation. So if you want more guidance and information on that, I'll have it linked down below underneath the timestamps. But this is where I'm going to end it. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys do have an extra second to hit the like button or leave a comment, I really appreciate your guys' feedback. It helps me out. And if you want to see more videos from this channel, I would love for you to join this community through subscribing, putting your notifications on so you're able to see future videos that come out from this channel. So other than that, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, wherever you're at. So I hope to connect with you soon.